Hey everyone, sorry about that. Turns out we had a 15-minute time limit there, and so I have part two coming right at you. So how far will I be able to ride my ATV before running out of gas? So when will our gas be at 0 is what it's asking. And so when will y equal 0? So let's write the equation of our line. We can kind of estimate, right? We can't see the graph, but it's probably going to be right about here, right? That it hits 0. So maybe that's about what? It's going by tens, right? 70 and 80. So maybe it's about 80 miles, but let's figure out the exact mileage. So our equation of a line, mx plus b, and so we know our slope is 1 over 20, and our y-intercept is 4, and we want to know when is y going to be 0. So we can solve this for x. All right, one thing we want to add up here is our negative value. Don't forget that this line is going down. We went down to and over 40. And it's represented here by saying we're using. So that's the idea of it being negative. So here I'll have my negative. All right, so we're going to solve for x. We're going to subtract 4 from both sides. I'm going to come over here and you get negative 4 equals negative 120x. And then multiply both sides by negative 20 over 1, that reciprocal, right? So we get a positive 80. There it is. Our estimation pans out. At 80 miles, we will have 0 gallons of gas. So the whole enchilada, let's do this. Tell me, what do you think this graph could represent in your world? And there's so many things, right? When you look at this, the first thing we should notice is that the line is going down. So this is going to represent something that over time is decreasing. We saw an example of that on the last slide of the amount of gas that we used. So think about things that you use or that are consumed or decrease over time. It could even be distance, like if you're skiing down a mountain hill, or lately my bank account has been doing this because we're starting to Christmas shop and everything. We do celebrate Christmas, so we've been doing that. Um, I can't wait to hear this. A question will pop up like, what do you think this could represent in your world? All right, let's find the slope. So we went, looks like I'm going to go down 3 and over 4. That gets us right there. Down is negative and over is positive. The x-intercept is right here at 4 where it crosses the x-axis. The y-intercept is 3. So the equation of our line, remember y equals mx plus b. We can plug in the slope. That's m, negative 3/4. And the y-intercept is b. That's 3. There's our equation. What is the domain? The domain are the x values. So we're going to take a walk along the x-axis and say, where do we hit the graph first? And you might say it's right here at negative 3, but don't forget this arrow means that it's going on forever and ever. So it actually starts at negative infinity and it goes until positive infinity because the arrow is going in on the right forever and ever. And we could also write this using our inequality statements. We could say that x is between, that's what that means. X is in the middle. It's between negative infinity and infinity. Either way. And the range are the y values. So we start down here and look up, and that graph is going on forever and ever. So it's going to also be negative infinity to infinity. Not including infinity, right? Because you can't equal infinity. And when x is negative 2, what is y? So we'll go to negative 2 on the x-axis and track right up to the graph. And y is right here, and it's about 4 1/4, right? But we have the function, so let's see what it really is. We're going to plug in negative 2 for x. So we're plugging in negative 2 for x into our equation, and we're going to solve for y. That's the beauty of having the equation. So this is You can reduce here if you want or multiply across. I'll reduce. So this will be a 2 and a 1. So we're going to have negative 3 times negative 1 is a positive 3 plus 3. There 2 there on the bottom. And then we're going to add, remember to add fractions, you need to find a common denominator. So multiply these both by 2. So you get 9 over 2. 9 halves is approximately 4.5, right? And look, that's about what we said right there. You could always plug this into your calculator as well. All right, last one. What are we looking at? Ooh, we're hiking now. So total distance hiked over time. So you would hope if you're setting out to go on a hike, as the time increases, the amount of miles you've hiked also increases. So we'll find our slope. Looks like we can go up and over. But just look at those increments. So we're going 2 on the y-axis and by 1 on the x-axis. So it's 2 over 1. So it's miles per time. 2 miles per hour. The y-intercept is 4. What is the equation of the line? So we have everything we need, right? mx plus b. M is 2 and b is 4. What is the domain? So our x values start right here at x equals 0, and it is including 0. So we'll have a bracket, and they go until infinity. So we have a parentheses. Or x is between 0 and infinity, having that equal to on the 0. What is the range? The y values start at 4 and go to infinity. 4. Same idea. Oops, this should be a y. Did I do that everywhere? I just caught it. Hopefully you caught it before now. The range are the y values, so make sure you have a y here. All right, and then here, when x is 4, what is y? So x is 4, y is 12. Go back and look. Make sure our range, yeah, check this out. Change this to y, please. My brain was moving too fast and I didn't have you here to help me. Any other places? I think that was it. No, right here. We're talking about the y values with the range. And that's it. Okay. So a lot of people may be wondering, says the y-intercept is 4 miles. And why would we, at 0 times hike, this is saying we've already gone 4 miles, and that's not really what that means. If you think about, I live near the W&OD trail. I don't know if anyone knows about that trail, the Washington and Old Dominion Trail, and maybe you've come in at like the 10-mile marker. So this is just saying like where you're starting on that trail. Or maybe you've, you're gone into the woods and you're starting a little bit past your car. Obviously, your car's not 4 miles away from the woods, but it's when your hike officially starts. In this example, it started at the 4-mile marker. All right, everyone, thanks for hanging with me. I will look forward to seeing you soon this week, and I hope you have a great day.